We're almost live. Now we're live. We are live. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Magic with Laura and Len. We hope you're having a magical day. Laura, what do you have to say to the nice folks out there?
Hey, happy Friday. For me, it's been a fabulous week. It seems longer than most weeks. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I'm grateful for today and for all of you who came in to see our show and workshop. And yeah, I guess we should dig right in. Thanks, Chris, for coming. And who else is out there?
Rick is out
Rick, good
there,
morning. Good morning, afternoon. Yes,
the
both.
IT guy from the basement.
Yeah. He's not in the basement today. I think he's at work.
So I'm
In the
trying to
big basement.
I'm trying to get a close look at that lip gloss.
Oh, so yeah, today I have on our new lip gloss. I thought that I would try it on because I wasn't sure if Marta was going to be here, but she wanted to see what it looked like, Sue too. So I thought, you know what, I'll just wear it and they can see for themselves.
Well,
So,
they should be getting email reminders. Chris is out there. Chris, are you getting email reminders? Lexi's there. Good morning, Lexi.
good morning,
Lexi,
Lexi.
um, because attendance seems to be dropping off. Are you getting email reminders? Do I need to go advertise more? Or what do we need to do? I'm wonderful. Hi, Chris. Lip gloss looks good. Tell me, Chris, are you getting email reminders? And Lexi, same question. No, that's not good.
Ah,
All right, I'll work on that one. All righty. Hey, well, let's get started with today. Today's title is Magic Footsteps. I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to actually kick it off by simply reading the opening quote. Albert Einstein. See, why are you laughing? From
feet kicking off. Haha. I was like, I
Al-
caught that.
Albert Einstein. 100 times every day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depend on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. The message, the message is Albert Einstein, one of the most popular, one of the most well-known uh, scientists of our time, and philanthropists and everything else he was, practiced gratitude on a daily basis. And one of the things that it is purported that Albert Einstein liked to do was to walk. And every time he walked, he said thank you. As his foot hit the ground, he said thank you. And so today's chapter, Magic Footsteps, is about walking. And the suggestion is to walk 100 paces, 100 steps, which takes about 90 seconds to do, maybe. And say thank you every time your foot touches the ground. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what? I, I did that. I walked around my house twice. It took me about a minute and a half. And that took about 100 steps. And I said thank you at every step, and it really did have an impact. I really liked the way it felt. After the first few steps, I sort of felt silly. Why am I doing this? But then after a few steps, I started to feel really good, and it did have an impact on how I felt. Laura, you did the same thing, right?
Yeah, it kind of, it, my days have been a little bit busy lately, and for me, it kind of took me back and just kind of let me be reminded of being thankful. And it was yeah, it started out, yeah, this is kind of silly, but you're right. Once you got into it, it was it kind of really got into my heart. And as I took every step, it changed my perspective and mindset. So it turned what I was, like, okay, got to get this done, got to get this done. Okay, look what time it is. Okay, my next thing is due. I have to hurry up and get it done. And it slowed me down, and it just brought me back to like an inner peace. And just, I'm grateful that I'm able to do this, that I'm able to stay home and do what I do every single day. And so that's what it took me back to. So I loved the exercise. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's also an exercise in creative visualization. Uh, for those of you, and I know it's a little bit off topic, but it's not completely. For those of you who are familiar with Mark Hoverson, I will remind you that one of the things that Mark Hoverson did in the beginning was that he used to, when he would walk and he would envision every step, every time his foot hit the ground, he would envision $1,000 bill hitting his checking account. And he did that consistently. And I think we all know where Mark Hoverson is today. He's up there in the stratosphere of, I mean, is he an 8-figure earner? I mean, who knows? We know he's making a lot of money. And he came from poverty. He came from poverty, if you know Mark's story. So I think the idea of walking and saying thank you on every step helps with the creative visualization of being thankful and of being grateful for everything we have. And I really liked it. I'm gonna start doing more of it. Good morning, Cynthia. So today's lesson is a really simple lesson. You want to review it? Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, let me just say one more thing. Page 177, it points out in the book that notice how you feel before you take your 100 steps, and then notice how you feel afterwards, which is what I did. And it really did make a difference. You can't hear me. Lexi, oh, you can't hear me. Well, if you can't hear me, then I can't tell you what to do, right? So, Laura, why don't you take it from there and talk about today's exercise? Let me type Lexi a note. Try.
Okay. Okay, so we talked about, yeah, so for taking 100 steps, it could be anywhere up to 90 seconds. And I wrote that down in my notes because I thought, see, 9 seconds. I thought, wow, only 90 seconds. And for you to add some thank yous in there, I believe that when you're feeling down, the magic footsteps will make you feel better. And even if you're feeling great, it's going to lift your spirits even higher. So today's steps are, we do this every day.
Hang on. Cynthia says she can't hear us either. Wait.
Who can hear us?
Chris, are you hearing us?
Rick, are you hearing us? I hear you now. Yeah, you might want to refresh too.
Okay, so Lexi and Cynthia.
Okay, you can hear.
Refresh.
Yeah, maybe that will help.
Yeah, refresh.
Okay, so Cynthia can hear. Cynthia can hear now. Chris can hear. Rick can hear. And Lexi's probably still working on it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to continue now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So today's practice is number 19. It's on page 178. And so what we do every day is we're going to continue to do this. Count your blessing. Make a list of 10 or more. Write why you're grateful, and then go back and reread it. And after each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you. And then today you're going to take 100 magic footsteps for about 90 seconds in gratitude anytime during the day. With each footstep, just make sure that you feel the magic words. And say thank you. And then just before you go to bed tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during my day. I just love that. I love doing that.
Yeah, I do too. I absolutely do. So in summary and in conclusion for today, I'm going to just sort of, I really, really, really hope that everyone who's coming, and even those who aren't coming, maybe some of you are watching the replays, I really hope you're doing these exercises. They really do have an impact. And I feel really good after doing them. And I'm going to tell you, if this walking 100 steps saying thank you seems silly, just do it. Humor me. Humor yourself. Just do it. And you're going to find at about 30 or 40 steps in that your mind begins to shift, that you really begin to feel better. It really has an impact. That's all I have. Well, that's all I have. So we're coming on to the weekend. We're going to have a couple days off. But remember that in order to establish habits of doing these things, you can't really take days off. So what I suggest you do is over the weekend, continue your magic practice in the mornings. Write your 100 things that write your 100. Yes, so yeah, like that idea. Write your 10 things that you're grateful for. And I suggest that you go back and pick 2 of the most important things for you. So maybe it's repairing a broken relationship, or maybe it's changing your mindset about money. So we had a chapter earlier this week about relationships, and we had a chapter about the magic check, chapter 17, the magic check, a couple days ago. On the day before that, we had chapter 16, magic and miracles in health. I suggest that you go back and review the 2 chapters that are most important, most impactful for you over the weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and keep the daily practice of gratitude going, and get out your checks. Don't forget to look at them every day, maybe more than once, and be grateful in advance for the blessings that are coming to you, because they are coming. And that's all we have for today. Laura?
Yep, that's all we have. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have an awesome weekend. It's going to be magical. Do your footsteps. You're going to see it's going to make a difference. And we'll see you again on Monday.
And Cynthia, Sue, and Chris, and Rick, thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you on Monday. And as Laura says, have a magical weekend.
Yep.
Bye for now.